Hey everyone, welcome back to Active Self-Protection Extra. I'm here with Asp CMO Neil. We're here at C2 Tactical in Scottsdale. Thank you so much to them for the space. I want to talk today about the difference between my range mags and my carry mags and how we treat them very differently. After thorough testing, I recently changed my everyday OC spray to Palm Personal Defense Spray. It's nasty stuff and I recommend it highly. So, okay, Neil, question for you. How many rounds did you shoot last year? Ballpark.
20,000?
20,000 rounds last year. I put 25,000 rounds down range last year. Thank God for MagTech ammunition on that, right? You know, they pay us in ammo and it's awesome. So we shoot like heck. And so how many mag changes do you think you did on the range?
Oh, hundreds.
I mean, hundreds and hundreds. Now, I know that when you watch the main channel, people say all the time and they go, well, John, you know, you talk about carrying a reload or not carrying a reload because you've never seen one in a gunfight, blah, blah, blah. And that's true. But here on the range, when you go practice, you are going to change magazines all the frickin' time. Something I see a lot from newer shooters is they treat these magazines like they are really precious items, right? So if they have one that their gun is running dry, whatever, they'll take it out, try to figure out, futz around with it with their hand with something to do, get the new magazine out, put it in the gun, and that really causes safety problems. Do you see that when we teach classes?
All the time, because their grip is all jacked up.
Yeah, so their grip gets to be a mess and they get to have a big old time. Now, so this is why I say I have a difference between my carry mags and my range mags. Now, you'll notice this particular range mag has a piece of red tape on it. This one has a green tape on it. So I tape all of my training mags, all of my range mags, and they hit the deck all the time. Yes, HK mags, yes, these are, I bought these ones with the red tape. These are the new 17 rounders. They were on sale for 45 bucks each. And yes, I drop them all the time on the range. They hit the deck all the time. My carry mag, on the other hand, never hits the deck, okay? So if my carry mag falls out of the gun loaded and hits a hard surface on the way down, it's now a training mag, and I'm gonna get a new one. Guys, magazines are replacement items. They're wear items in a gun, and if you shoot them up enough to ruin them, great, go get a new one. Life is good, you're shooting enough. And so here's a couple of thoughts for you on this. Number one, I always take my carry mags and I verify that they're incredibly reliable. So they have to have zero magazine related malfunctions for about 20 cycles of the magazine. So that's about 300 rounds in my carry mags, about 310 now or 20 or whatever. Yep. And they got to have that much, and I treat them like babies, and they get set, they get cleaned, they get lubed, they get loaded, they get put in the gun, and that's it. These carry mags, or these training mags on the other hand, I beat the tar out of them, man. We absolutely just kick them around the range, and the reason for that is, I mean, I don't abuse them on purpose, but they're going to hit the deck because when it's time to reload, I just want to get rid of that one. It's now garbage. Go get a new one in the gun, keep working my work, and then I'll go pick them up later. And we see that in class all the time, right? It's one of the first things we have to tell people. Just let them fall to the ground. Now, there's a couple magazines that I would not recommend that you let hit the deck. Number one, if you are carrying a 1911 style pistol, the reason that we saw the invention of the tactical reload came from Gunsight when it was the American Pistol Institute. And when they would drop those 1911 magazines, they'd get dirty, they'd start malfunctioning, they'd get bent feed lip ramps, and so then they wouldn't work. And so instead, they'd maintain them and stick them in their pocket so that they didn't have that problem. We are not living in those times. So if you are carrying a 1911, the magazines in your gun should either be Chip McCormick 47Ds or they should be Wilson Combat. That's it. Those are the only ones that are worth a darn, the only ones that'll work reliably. And I mean that. If your magazine does not say Chip McCormick 47D or Wilson Combat on it, you fix that. The other ones that I see have a hard time when they get dropped much are the Springfield XD mags. They do, I'm just saying, right? Do we see that or do we not?
They do. Yep.
And not when they drop on the base plate. If they drop on the base plate, they're probably okay.
Yeah,
it's when they get dropped and they turn over like this. So if somebody does like a tactical mag flip with them or something, when they hit the feed lips, then the feed lips on those do tend to bend a little bit easier. But if you're running a Glock, if you're running an HK, if you're running a Walther, man, just drop them and keep after it, you know? All right, so let me show you what we're talking about here. We're just gonna do a couple so you can see. And again, I'm not even running a magazine pouch right now, so I'm not running no speed reloads, none of that stuff. We got eyes and ears? You got your eyes and ears on? Everybody's got their eyes and ears? Cool. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna see, how many have I got in this magazine right now? I got about 10 rounds in this magazine. So if I'm running and I get done with my stuff, cool, here I am, I see all my stuff. Oh, look at that, it locked to the rear. Almost never locks to the rear for me because of the way that I run my guns and how I grip them. But fine, let it drop to the ground. Oh my gosh, it dropped to the ground. It's okay. Go get a new magazine, put it in the gun, go back to work. Okay, do the thing that your gun needs it to do and then put it away. Now then, in our classes, when we say, okay, is the line safe? Is everything done? Shooters, pick up your magazines. Cool, now I can go and pick up my mag. Now in this particular case, I dropped an empty magazine. Dropping an empty mag almost never causes problems for it, okay? It almost never is gonna hurt it. Now if you drop a partial, sometimes a partial will go kersproing and it'll have that stuff, but almost never with factory mags. It's almost always the aftermarket guys that do that.
Yep.
So what do you think, Neil? Drop your mags?
Yeah, absolutely. Drop your mags.
Drop your mags and let them go. Now, I will say this, when you're on a public range, you might say, wait a minute, John, I'm here in a public indoor range, so I have a lane and I don't want my magazine to go out in front of the firing line or whatever. And that is a problem. I think that does become a challenge.
Sure.
In that case, you're not practicing speed reloads anyways. Right. So now, bang, the gun goes empty, drop the magazine, put it on the table. Then grab another magazine, put it in the gun, do your work and go from there. Here's what I don't want to see and what I see people doing an awful lot. Again, is I see this idea of they go bang, 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 the gun goes empty, so they take this magazine out and now they're putting this here.
That's what we see.
Or they've got their magazine pouch in their strong side, and so now they go, oh, okay, wait a minute. So now the gun comes out and now I have to somehow transfer the gun over to this hand, get my magazine out, put it in, transfer it back. Guys, all that stuff is unsafe. Be very careful with that. And instead, just let the magazine hit the deck, would you? That's your range tip for today.